India kills dozens of people, more than 200 others missing. And in sports, National Sports Commission suspends Nigeria Boxing Federation's elections over stakeholders' concerns. And now the details. I am Mike James. The Lagos State government has commenced a new registration exercise for poor and vulnerable households aimed at capturing those who were not covered in the previous registration exercise. The registration exercise, which has been coordinated by the Ministry of Economic Planning and Budget under the supervision of the Commissioner Okpe George, kicked off at Ajibola CDA, Ikosi Sherry LCDA and Koshofe local government. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Olayinka Ojo, represented by Director Social Protection, Coordinating Department, Oluwakemi Gabadin Adedeji, emphasized the state government's dedication to assisting those in need and encourage eligible households to participate in the registration exercise. It will be recalled that the Lagos State government began the integration of its single social register with the National Identification Number on Wednesday, April 9, 2025, across all 57 local government and local council development areas. Lagos State government has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting the growth and development of the Nollywood industry. Speaking at the Nollywood Producers Summit, the Executive Secretary and CEO of the Lagos State Film and Video Board, Adebukola Abaminoja, emphasized the importance of collaboration, policy support and government partnership in driving the industry's success. Abaminoja said the government plans to develop policies that encourage investment in the film industry. These policies include offering tax breaks and grants tailored for filmmakers, as well as investing in infrastructure improvement and training programs to equip emerging filmmakers with the necessary skills to thrive. He highlighted the government's commitment to capacity building by partnering with film academics to empower emerging talent, further solidifying the state's support for the growth and development of the industry. Meanwhile, the Executive Director of the National Film and Video Centers Board, Shuaib Hussaini, has urged film producers to approach the right agencies for necessary documents before producing their films. The Lagos State chapter of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, has successfully concluded its flagship annual event, the Lagos PR Fest, with a strong focus on food security and communication. The event, which was held at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs in Victoria Island, was themed Urban Farming for Food Security, the Role of Communication. Communication professionals, policymakers and stakeholders explored how strategic messaging can enhance food sustainability in urban areas. The festival also marked the chapter's annual general meeting and elections, which were supervised by the Institute's registrar, Chief Uzoma Oyegbadwa, a fellow of the Institute. Dr. Samuel Ayetutu emerged as the new chairman of the Lagos chapter. In his acceptance speech, Ayetutu promised to uphold professionalism, promote inclusiveness, and drive innovation within the chapter. And now to the rest of the stories. The federal government, in collaboration with Nigerian Women for Agricultural Progressive and Development Initiative, has launched Sovereign Agro-Trade System, SARS, a technology-driven platform to transform agriculture by connecting farmers to markets, finance, and global opportunities. Speaking in Abuja at the launch with the theme, Building Wealth from the Soil Digitally and Inclusively, Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Aliyu Abdullahi, said SARS is an innovation that aligns with the President's Renewed Hope agenda. Abdullahi noted that the platform addresses challenges faced by rural farmers, especially women and youth, who have often been at the mercy of middlemen and lacked access to competitive markets and financial services. National Coordinator, Nigerian Women for Agricultural Progressive and Development Initiative, Omolara Sevenson said sources burned from their experiences as a farmer struggling with low prices, poor market access, and inadequate financial support. She stressed that the platform will help retrain youth in agriculture by making it profitable and dignified. Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC) has deployed 20,850 personnel to ensure protection of lives and critical national assets and infrastructure for Saturday by elections in 12 states. The states are Anambra, Edo, Jigawa, Kaduna, Ogun, Oyo, Taraba, Kogi, Kano, Niger, among others. NSCDC Public Relations Officer Babatunde Afolabi quoted NSCDC Commandant General Hamid Audi as saying that the personnel are expected to work in synergy with relevant sister security agencies. Audi assured the public of the Corps' readiness to secure election materials, safeguard officials, and monitor the whole election process in synergy with the police. And in some foreign news, a sudden burst of heavy rain has claimed dozens of lives in India, administered Kashmir, and sparked frantic rescue efforts. The second recent disaster to underscore the vulnerability of those living in the Himalayas to the effects of extreme weather. At least 46 people have died, and more than 200 others are missing in the town of Chashoti, a popular pilgrimage destination for Hindu tourists. Flash floods caused by the rain turned roads into raging rivers, while the downpour devastated entire buildings and swept away vehicles. Rescue operations are ongoing, with army and police personnel working to find those missing. Meanwhile, India's meteorological department says the rainfall was due to a cloud burst, which has resulted in heavy downpour of over 100 millimeter rain in just 1 hour. And over to sports news. The National Sports Commission, NSC, has suspended the Nigeria Boxing Federation elections to ensure due process and fair participation of all stakeholders. The intervention by the Director General of NSC, Bukola Olopade, follows growing discontent within the boxing community over the election timetable, which gave aspirants less than 48 hours to submit nomination forms and complete screening. Many stakeholders saw this as an attempt to exclude prospective candidates. Aggrieved members petitioned the NSC leadership, insisting that such short notice undermined transparency and fairness in the electoral process. The elections will now remain on hold until proper arrangements are made. That was our news at noon. Just before we go, do not drive without a valid driver license. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms. X, Traffic Radio 961. Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961, and visit our website, www.trafficradio961.ng. You can also listen to Lagos Traffic Radio live on My Lagos app for timely updates. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration organized a forum for women across the 57 local government and local council development areas in the state with a view to enhancing their productivity and economic growth? Well, you can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State Government has commenced a new registration exercise for poor and vulnerable households, aimed at capturing those who were not covered in the previous registration exercise. The federal government, in collaboration with Nigerian Women for Agricultural Progressive and Development Initiative, has launched Sovereign Agro-Trade System, SARS, a technology-driven platform to transform agriculture by connecting farmers to markets, finance, and global opportunities. We also told you that a sudden burst of heavy rain has claimed dozens of lives in India, administered Kashmir, and sparked frantic rescue efforts. The second recent disaster to underscore the vulnerability of those living in the Himalayas to the effect of extreme weather. And in sports, the National Sports Commission has suspended the Nigeria Boxing Federation elections to ensure due process and fair participation of all stakeholders. And for contacts with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast. It was compiled by Adirayodo Olaya. Thank you, Lagos, for listening. My name is Mike James. Beautiful afternoon to you. It's now time for me to hand you over to the door of Micah Arocha and Temitope Peterside for lunchtime work. Do have yourself a wonderful Friday.